I tend to talk to a lot more sellers this time of year, especially asking when's the best time to sell my home in Hamilton County. So if you're planning to sell your home and move up in Hamilton County and you're waiting until spring to list it, you're already too late. Here's why January is actually peak season and how most people are accidentally costing themselves tens of thousands of dollars by listing at the wrong time of year. So look, the traditional spring market advice you've heard, it's outdated. It's based on agent convenience, not buyer behavior. Let me give you an example. Corporate relocations and serious school district families start searching in January, meaning if you wait until March or April, you've already missed the first wave of motivated, high equity buyers that have the most urgency and purchasing power. So by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly when your ideal buyer is actively searching for a home like yours, and why timing your listing to match their calendar, not the traditional spring market myth, could be the difference between a quick sale at top dollar versus sitting on the market for months while your equity starts to evaporate. Now I get it. You've outgrown your current home, juggling work, kids, and the mental load of coordinating a sale and a purchase at the same time. And the last thing you need is to list at the wrong time and end up in temporary housing, pulling your kids out of school mid-year, or watching your dream home get snatched up by somebody else because your home didn't sell fast enough. Timing isn't just about convenience. It's actually about protecting your family from chaos and maximizing the equity you've built and worked so hard to build. I've worked with hundreds of Hamilton County families moving from Carmel, Westfield, and Noblesville into larger homes. And the number one regret I hear from clients who didn't work with me from the start, they'll say, I wish I'd known this sooner. We listed in August. It took 4 months to sell. We missed out on our dream home. We ended up settling for something we don't love because we were desperate, honestly. And that's why I'm making this video, because the best time to sell isn't a one-size-fits-all for every family. It really depends on who your ideal buyer is, and most people get this wrong. The first thing to keep in mind is if you have an entry-level home, then the timing might really not matter. But if you have a move-up or luxury home, the timing is absolutely critical, and here's why. So if you're selling a starter home in Hamilton County, you can list it at any time of year. But if you're selling a move-up or luxury home and you don't time it right, you're gonna leave tens of thousands of dollars on the table. And here's what most people don't understand. If your home's a first-time home buyer home or an entry-level home, timing doesn't matter because there's first-time home buyers looking for a home in Hamilton County all year long. First-time home buyers, investors looking for rental properties, investors looking to flip properties, whatever. So if you have an entry-level home, the timing doesn't matter. List your home at any time of year and you should be fine. But here's where everything changes. If you have a move-up home or a luxury home, meaning a home price above the entry-level range, typically in desirable school districts like Carmel or Westfield, then timing becomes everything. And here's why. It's because you have to think about who your ideal buyer is and when they're actively searching. Entry-level homes have constant demand from a diverse buyer pool. First-time buyers, investors, flippers, they're shopping year-round. But move-up and luxury homes, they're purchased by a specific type of buyer. Families with established careers, growing kids, and the financial capacity to move up. These buyers don't shop year-round. They shop on a calendar. And if you're not on the market when they're looking, you're gonna miss the boat. And here's what actually costs you. Listing a move-up home in the fall or winter means fewer competing buyers, and fewer buyers directly translates to lower offers and longer days on market. Fewer buyers equals less competition equals a lower sales price. And that's just economics 101, but most people don't think about it until it's too late. You might be sitting there thinking, but there's always buyers out there, right? And that's true. Every single month of the year, homes are sold. But we're not talking about whether a buyer exists. We're talking about maximizing your sale price. And that only happens when you have multiple motivated buyers competing for the same home. Not just one casual buyer that is going to lowball you because they know that you're sitting on the market during a slow period. Number two, the best time to sell your move up or luxury home is actually the first half of the year, January through July. And most people miss this window entirely because they think the spring market starts in March, but it doesn't. If you think the spring market starts in March, you've already missed the best buyers. And here's when the spring market actually begins and why corporate relocations and school district families start searching way earlier than you think. I'd say the best timing in general is the first half of the year, January through July, and let me explain why. Most corporate relocations happen in the first quarter. There's a lot of jobs starting in January and February that have people moving at the beginning of the year. And as you probably know, the vast majority of families that are moving to be in Hamilton County schools are going to be moving in the spring and summer months to get in before the next school year. So that spring market actually starts mid-January to early February. Basically, the beginning of the year starts the spring market. Corporate relocations are one of the highest equity buyer segments in the market. These are families relocating for senior level jobs. They have relocation packages paid for by the company. They have urgency and they have strong purchasing power. They don't wait until March to start looking. They're actively searching in January and February so they could close before the school start in August. And here's the other piece that most people miss. Hamilton County is one of the top rated school districts in Indiana. Families moving here specifically for the schools are not just casually browsing, they have a hard deadline. Get into a home before school starts is the mantra every single year. And that means that they're serious, motivated, and searching early, not just waiting until the traditional spring market myth says that they should be. Think about it from their perspective. If you're relocating to Hamilton County for a job starting in March, when are you searching for a home? It's December and January. If you're a local family moving up within the county to get into a better school district and you need to close before August so your kids can start the new school year, when are you starting your search? You're going to start in January and February at the latest. If you're planning to sell your move up or luxury home and you wait until April or May to list your home, you've already missed the first wave of the most motivated high equity buyers in the market. You're entering the market when the competition among sellers is peaking. And buyer urgency is starting to fade as the school deadlines approach and families who haven't found a home yet start considering rentals or delaying their move until a different year. The families who get the best outcomes, the ones who sell quickly and at top dollar, are the ones who list their home early in the year when buyer urgency is at its peak and competition among sellers is still pretty manageable. Point number three, if you list your move up home after July, you're really entering the slowest part of the market. And that's when there's fewer buyers and your sales price is going to go down. It's not a theory, it's really math. The fewer buyers in the market, the lower your price is going to be and the less competition there's going to be for your home. So if you list your Hamilton County move up home after July, you're going to be competing for scraps basically, and it's going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars. And here's what happens in the second half of the year. Now, that's not to say that there isn't buyers in your price range in the second half of the year. However, when you're trying to maximize the sale price of your home, it could make a huge difference on pricing for your home and how long it takes for your home to sell. The fewer buyers that are in the market, the lower your price is going to be in the end. So by August, the school district families have either bought or decided to wait another year, corporate relocations slow down, and the buyer pool shrinks dramatically. And yes, there's still buyers, but there's fewer, and they're less motivated, and they're more likely to lowball you because they know you're sitting on the market during a slow period. So let me paint you a picture of what this actually looks like. When you have 5 serious buyers competing for your home in February, for example, you're going to get multiple offers and bidding wars on your home to drive the price up. But when you have 1 or 2 casual buyers in September, you're going to get lowball offers and you're going to get a lot of comments like, let's wait and see when it comes to negotiations. And that's not just about the money. Listing in the second half of the year also means your home sits on the market longer. Every additional week that your home is listed, it looks less desirable to buyers. They start wondering, what's wrong with that house? Even if there's nothing wrong, the perception becomes reality because the days on market matter, and you're far more likely to rack them up if you list outside the peak buyer window. Point number 4, the biggest mistake I see Hamilton County sellers make is listing when it's convenient for them, not when their ideal buyer is actually searching. And here's how I flip that script. So you're not selling your home to yourself. You're selling it to a family with a calendar and a timeline, a job relocation deadline, and a school year start date. So if you list when you're ready instead of when they're searching, you've already lost. And here's how I like to think about your ideal buyer. Most people thinking about selling their home in terms of their own timeline. We want to move in the fall, or we'll list after the holidays because we're too busy right now. But your ideal buyer doesn't care about your timeline. They care about their timeline. And if you're not on the market when they're looking, they're going to buy somebody else's house. So who is your ideal buyer? For move up and luxury homes in Hamilton County, your ideal buyer is likely going to be a family relocating for a corporate job, or a local family moving within the county to be in a better school district or to gain more space. These buyers have external deadlines, job start dates, school enrollment deadlines, lease expirations, and they're not browsing casually. They're on a mission. And here's the calendar exercise that changes everything. If your ideal buyer needs to close before school starts in August, then when are they starting their search? It's January and February at the latest. If they're relocating for a job starting in March, when are they searching? December and January. So if you're selling a move up or luxury home and you want to maximize your sale price and minimize your time on market, the first half of the year, January through July, is going to be your listing window. List earlier in that window and you're going to catch the highest equity, most motivated buyers. List later or miss it entirely, and you're hoping for a miracle buyer sometimes in a market where you have all the leverage stacked against you. And by the way, if you're sitting here thinking, I get it, timing matters, but I have no idea how to actually coordinate selling my current home and buying the next one without ending up in temporary housing or missing out on the home that I want, that's exactly what I help Hamilton County families do every single day. Reach out to me directly and I'll walk you through the exact process we use to make sure that your sale and purchase happens seamlessly on your timeline with zero chaos. My contact information is in the description below, and I look forward to hearing from you.